Hi, so I am joining in on an open collaboration that has already been started for quite a few months, but I have been watching and I am really getting into reading. So I thank you to the two hosts. It is Ingrid at Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles and April at The Simple Rugged Path. This collaboration has been so inspiring to me because I've never been a reader, and now I keep seeing all these books that I want to read, and I'm just really enjoying it. So definitely check out the playlist below, and I hope it is inspiring to you as well. So for me, I read 4 books so far this month, and I'm in about halfway through another book, so we'll do that one next month. But let me show you what I have. So these I started with was Charlotte Hubbard, and this was A Mother's Love. This was my first Amish fiction, and I absolutely fell in love with this genre. So I got through the book pretty fast, and I just had to pick up another one of hers. I was almost leaning towards another author, but I thought, well, I really loved her, so I'm just going to keep with it. So there was other books in the series, and I just read this one in just a few days as well. This one is A Mother's Gift. I really liked A Mother's Love more, but A Mother's Gift was really, really good. It just seems like the story kind of took a lot longer, but both of these actually mention some of the same characters in the same area, and it actually takes place in Missouri, which I like because I'm in Missouri, so that's kind of cool. But A Mother's Love is just a story about a Amish girl who loses her mom, and she is a mom, and then she finds out later on a secret, and I don't want to ruin that, but she finds out a secret, and when her mom dies, so it's a really interesting story, and she meets a really awesome man just kind of in passing, and just watching that relationship come about was really cool. The Mother's Gift was, obviously, as you can see, a baby is left on their front porch, and as a stepmother, this was a really good book to read just because you can see the struggles that they're having with stepchildren and relating, to their own kids and stuff like that. So this was just a really good book for me about my own type life. And then I read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This was a really great book. Our counselor actually recommended this, that we see for my kids and stuff, and she had recommended it for us for our marriage, and as you can see, I have tons of notes, but he was just a really good author. I really enjoyed reading. Everything makes a lot of sense as to just how people relate, and what you're wanting might not be what your spouse is wanting, so it's just, or what you're needing. So it really was helpful to see that. And then the last book that I just finished, and I was able to get through this pretty quickly. A friend of mine recommended it to me. He was just kind of talking about it, and he actually happened to have this copy on hand because he was reading the guy's version, and he had given this book to his mother, and so he wrote a cute little note to her, and she unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, so it was just kind of cool to see that they took some notes in the beginning and kind of what they were thinking about when they were reading it. So that kind of helped me get through the book. But it was a great book. It's pretty much just about a woman and just the struggles that you face just in life, basically, and relating it to having God there. And so it's a really good religious book, but it was an easy read. The only thing that kind of threw me for a loop, because sometimes it takes me a bit to comprehend some stories, they write together. So you think that it's the husband talking and then it's the wife. So that kind of threw me, and I have to kind of read back, and I'm like, oh wait, that's the husband reading, or so that kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. But it was a really good book, so I am really glad that he recommended this to me. And I also kind of flagged some certain spots that were really helpful to me. There's some really great scriptures in there, and I'm not really good with my Bible. I'm getting there as well, along with reading. So those were really helpful to me to kind of see what scriptures they used as dealing with certain parts of their life. So that was helpful. And then I found out through reading this, my cousin was saying that she reads it every year. I could totally understand that. This is definitely a book that would be helpful to refresh yourself with, as well, the 5 love languages. This is something that should be an ongoing type book. And then that way you guys can revisit, if you're reading it with your spouse, which my husband also read it, so it was good for us to be able to discuss that and see what we're needing in our own life, and maybe why we don't connect on certain things, or why one thing might bother him that doesn't bother me or doesn't faze me, things like that. So these were my 4 books, and again, I'm in the middle of another one, so we'll discuss that in my July video. But I really hope you, again, are inspired by all the other people in the playlist, so please check those out, and hope you can add to your summer reading list. Have a good day. Bye.